No matter where we go, our memories won't fade away. So high, don't look below. I know we'll make it out okay. We already know, 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 know. We already know, 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 know. Been through hell and back, back, back. Yeah, we made it up strong, past the test. No
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Just when I thought we had nothing to talk about in the news, it came raining and pouring this morning. My goodness. Just can't seem to take a break from the news, huh? My goodness. All right. How's everyone doing today? Yay. It's another Friday. Thank God it's Friday. This week has been a nightmare to say the least. But it's another Friday. We're on a train show eve with the Salmon Train Show happening tomorrow. What a weekend. I am happy that it is here. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Let's say hello to the Icey family here. We got Randall with the Icey cookie. We've got the BCF parts. We got Kyle Stevens. We got Relfan K. Let's see here. We've got Chuck. We got Ohio Steam and Steel. How is everyone doing today? All those who are lurking in the background, hello. I see you guys in the background eating your popcorn. And all those who watch the replay after the stream is over, welcome, welcome. I am your host, the Ice Dragon, rayronvr. So today, kind of a little bit of what I call a hot start to our trains here. We're going to jump right into it. So this was a nightmare to get consistent because you would think two engines that have the same manufacturer, the same Paragon 4 decoder, they will be speed matched. Oh no, one is 2 speed steps faster than the other one, which is the Daylight over the Atlantic. Yeah, so that was a nightmare. I had to speed match them manually, and so that took me about half an hour to deal with. And I wanted to set and forget it. So today we're going to have a hot start, meaning that they're already running on the layout before we get started. So today we've got the famous GS4 Daylight, along with the Atlantic Daylight, along with the Legacy or the Heritage UP Diesel unit as well. So that's what we got for today. Running around the layout with the Daylight coaches. They are the Atherin blue boxes. I am currently working on replacing those with River Rossi Daylight coaches. So that's what we got running around the track. But we'll get to those here in a minute. But if you guys have been here, you know we talk about news, talk about model railroading first, and then we just go into your guys' Q&A. If you guys want to go into anything after that, we can talk about it. So there's a lot of news. Kind of started yesterday night. So you guys saw my video about the NMRA convention moving, which we'll talk about that soon. And then we had a lot of news breaking today. Good old Atherin Genesis decided to dump a lot of stuff onto us. So we're going to be talking about that and a few other interesting updates. So let's go ahead and dive right into the, Southern Pacific Day. It is a salute to the Daylight. And so we have those running around the layout. And you're getting your own 1996. Very nice. Very nice. So, and also, Kyle Stevens, thank you so much for, hit that thumbs up button again. Not mandatory whatsoever. Again, I just do appreciate it. This helps us just grow our Icey family here on the channel and get more people exposed to model railroading, which is what it's all about. Again, that gateway to model railroading. Let me see if there's anything else here. Everyone's saying welcome. You guys are awesome. Love it. Hey, at least you got to see the 4449 in person. Kyle Stevens said I was able to see the 4449 in person. Unfortunately, it wasn't running. Hey, at least you got to see it. I think that's what counts. Okay, so let's take several field trips, as we always do on this channel. So let's go into some interesting news. All right, let's take a quick field trip. So we're going to take a field trip over to the Union Pacific group here for the 3985 returning to rail. So we do have an update from the hospital train. I was trying to get some of these videos out. Unfortunately, IRL and the wife had a lot of taskers for me when I got home today, so it was a miracle I got everything set up in time. But we do have some news from the hospital train. So this is the actual 4014's tender. Right now, 4014 Big Boy is using the 38. Oh my goodness. What's the number? 3985. I should know this, but busy. So they've got the tender primed, and they're working on converting it to the oil tender. So that's what they're currently working on. So kind of the deal, if you guys have been following this story, UP donated the Challenger and several other locomotives to, I believe, the Iowa Railway Heritage Museum. No, not Iowa. My goodness, Illinois. I think it was Illinois. So they donated this entire hospital train, including this tender, which is the 4014's true tender. And so they're going to convert that tender over to oil. They'll give that tender back to UP, to the Heritage Steam Fleet, and then they'll take the 3985 correct tender back to the actual Challenger. So they are working on it, which is awesome. We got these awesome pictures here, and we can see them start to get some new axles on there as well. So pretty awesome update, to say the least. So I'm definitely excited to see these back on the rails. Okay, next bit of update. Again, this broke this morning. I was trying to get a video out on this, but I just ran out of time in the day to get it. So if you guys are big into the laser kits, apparently one of the oldest ones, from my knowledge, has closed down. So American Model Builders is no more. They have closed, and the laser kit product line has been discontinued. So kind of a sad thing. So again, get those kits out there. If they're out in the wild, get them while you still can, because unfortunately, this company has closed. So Kyle here says, still awe-inspiring to see 4449 and the 700. My first time seeing a northern type. Nice. All right, so we got some real fan news here. The B40 was on the Thyroid North sub local yesterday. 548 is one of a handful of the B40s. Still in the Santa Fe Superfleet scheme. Very nice. Very nice. So yeah, and with this particular video, I was gonna say 1 for 1 was kind of the big topic headline, because unfortunately we had one laser kit close. However, we have a brand new laser kit company coming up online. So it's just kind of interesting, the timing of these two, almost the exact same day, within a few hours of themselves. We had one close and then one open. So an actual model railroading YouTuber as well announced that they are going to start their new kits. I am going to order these as soon as I am done here on the stream. I've got this little kick for buildings, especially wooden kits for some reason. When it comes to model railroading, I'm a squirrel. So it's like, ooh, I want to do operations. Ooh, I want to, get this engine around the circle. Ooh, I want to convert this to DCC. Ooh, I want to get into scenery now. And so my focus is now shifting over to scenery a little bit. You guys saw me construct the Mini Prince outhouse. That video is up if you haven't seen that already. So we got this brand new laser kit company, and the whole model behind it from the announcement video on their YouTube. And here's their YouTube channel. I'll drop this down in the chat for you guys, and I'll drop this link as well. I love the model behind it in that it is very basic. That the whole point of it is that you build this building and then you can weather it, you can add details the way you want it to, but it's very entry level friendly. So I'm gonna grab a flat here, is the one that I'm gonna go after, and I think these prices are actually really reasonable compared to some of the other kits I've been seeing out there. So definitely worth a shout out. I think it's definitely worthwhile looking into. I'll be grabbing this one, and I'll be recording it for you guys, because again, this is all brand new area for me that I'm going into with these wooden kits. And call me crazy, but I think I'm starting to prefer wood kits over plastic kits. Kind of a hot take, because I used to like plastic kits from Walthers a lot more than I did with wood, but I'm starting to enjoy the wood kits a lot more now that I'm a little bit more familiar with it, I guess is the best way to describe it. So yeah, definitely interesting news. So the big one that broke yesterday, and did a video on this as well, is that the National Train Show is going to be moving the location of where it's going to be located. So originally it was going to be at the Long Beach Convention Center, August 9th through the 11th, 2024, but they have relocated to the Westin Hotel. I think they cite that due to disruptions and issues behind the scenes, they were forced to move to a different location. Again, I will drop all this news in. So I want to spam you guys with a lot of links, because this is a lot of things to go over. So yeah, you can see the full reasoning here. What this means, however, is that if you're going to go to this national train show, it is going to be a little bit smaller. They're saying that they're trying to accommodate everyone. There's going to be no booths. There's going to be just strictly tables. I don't know how it's going to affect the clubs that are going out there. If they have to shorten or downsize the modular layouts they're going to have out there. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this. So, having done my first one with the mini prints outhouse, I'm loving it a lot more. And now that I've watched, so over the past, and Kyle, this is Kyle saying that he built a wood kit. Can't speak off of them, but they look very beautiful compared to plastic. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Steve Trowlers, how are you, good sir? Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well, good sir. We're just going over the news. We are running the daylights around the layout. We got GS4, the Atlantic, and the 1996 Heritage unit. And just going through the news. There was a lot of news that broke, so I'm trying to capture all as best as I can. So, yeah, yesterday, National Train Convention is moving to a smaller location, and so I did a video on it. You guys can check that out. I compared the two locations. It does look smaller, and it's more in downtown Long Beach. So again, just something to keep in mind, and a little bit of experience living in California for 3 years, considering it's in downtown Long Beach. Just make sure you know where you're going and try to stay safe because downtowns can be a little bit sketchy in California. So considering it's in downtown Long Beach, just something to consider when you travel. Try to travel safe. Try to be in large groups. Don't go, the common sense stuff that you typically do in a city. So yeah, vendors are going to get downsized. Layouts are going to get downsized. So they're trying to accommodate everyone. So it's going to be interesting to see. So Randall posted 548 photos on your community page. Awesome. Awesome. That's legit. I'll have to check that out afterwards. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with this. But I am not going to the National this year. I'll probably go to the one after that. But right now, I'm trying to save my time off. I'm trying to save up some money to go to Amherst next year for 2025. I do not want to miss it. Like, I kind of want to go to it. The wife has kind of blessed me to go by myself if need be. We're trying to save up for her to go too. So we're trying to work that out. So I'm not going to commit just yet. And you got pictures of the BNSF 548 from Randall. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so let's talk about the mega dump from Athearn. So Athearn did it again. They did a massive product dump on us. It's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine to see all these videos pop out at once because your timelines basically get flooded with videos. And then as soon as I see one video come out after another from Athearn, it's like, oh my goodness, here we go. And again, I just could not get a video out fast enough. So it's like, you know what? We'll just do it on the recap here on the live stream and just knock it all out of the park. The two that really interest me right now is we've got the grain hopper from The Rock, which I thought was pretty interesting. But I think their biggest announcements was the passenger trains. They got a whole Southern Pacific. And again, this is just luck. I didn't time this whatsoever, but the fact that we're running the daylight and Athearn announces all these SP coaches. Oh, my goodness. Randall, yeah. They're doing the Breaking Bad locomotive. So let's take a look at the passengers. So this is the one I'm happy that they're doing this, but I have some critiques. So here's all the passengers. So this is the Southern Pacific 77 Pullman Standard car. And there's your guys' link for it. Mary, you need to breathe, Pumpkin. Breathe. Come here, Pumpkin. Come here. My cat is trying to breathe. All right. So we got the 77-foot Pullman standard cars. We've got the Southern Pacific lines in this this gray green Challenger scheme. I've never seen this scheme before, so that's something that I probably want to look into because I know that was a thing. And then they got the Golden State Southern Pacific, which is like, gosh dang it, because that's really the last one that I need. So yeah, that. And then they got the Cascade Gray scheme, which is nice. I'm probably not going to collect these because I prefer the Overland UP train over the Southern Pacific. And then we got the General Service, the Gray scheme. And then the ones that really I want to grab is Atheron's coming out with their own exclusive passenger cars. They're coming out with 2. So, and that leads to my critiques. Why are they're only doing 2 road numbers of each of the passenger cars? And I'm wondering, why only 2? Why can't we have like a 3-pack set that Atheron typically is known to do? But these are actually all individuals and not even coming in a 2-pack. So you have to buy these individually. Which leads into my next criticism. $110 individually. Oof, yikes. So they're basically going to be the same price as a California Zephyr car. So, yikes. I saw that price, it's like, oof, I don't know. And it's like, you can't just buy the 2. Only having 2 row numbers, like, why? That's not really standard. Normally, like I said, Atheron typically does a good job of doing 3-packs of passenger cars. Why did they only decide to come out with 2 road numbers? Yeah, possibly, Kyle. Yeah, possibly testing the waters. It just seems awkward to me to only have 2 different road numbers. I can probably understand doing 2 road numbers for this because they're probably thinking about, well, people probably have these cars anyway. And so this is going to be those one car that you have like is the diamond in your consist that you already have before. That's the only thing that I can think about why they decided to do it this way, is that considering that they're already $110, that's the only thing I can think of. So it's interesting. But for these ones, for the Atheron cars, I would have expected a 3-pack because not everyone has. This is probably the first run, to be honest with you, of these Atheron cars. Let's make it a 3-pack. Or, and see, this is the other part too. See, now I'm going to get into a rant because they're just 2 cars. Why not have one car, a typical coach or something, and then have one like that's a dome, or have one with the coach and one being the end observation, just to bring a little bit of variety. So I don't know. It's a weird business decision, but yeah, maybe Kyle, you've hit it nail on the head that maybe they're just testing the waters to see how popular they are, and then they'll do the 3-pack later on with just those ones that are popular. So that could be the explanation. And again, take this with a grain of salt. This is the MSRP value, obviously through dealers. I would expect in dealers, this will probably be either $79 or $89 a car, which I think is a little bit more doable because, again, this is MSRP. It's just, it's interesting. It's different. It's very, very different. So, and I went to Train World, and I went to a couple places to see if they were selling these right now, and no dice. So I'm curious to see how much the dealers are going to sell these for. But I'm probably going to go after the Atheron cars. But the question is, just having 2 Atheron cars, I'm OCD. Normally my consists of passenger cars are typically 6 cars. So I kind of have a decision to make if I want to grab some doubles with the Atheron cars, or just, grab the 2 and pray like hell that they come out with more so you can have a little bit more of a consistent train. But again, it's just more of my personal preference. But these 2 cars alone still make for a very good like fantasy business train, or maybe a fantasy excursion train. So that's what has my attention with these 2. Obviously, I would love to go after all these other ones. I would love to go after the Golden State cars, but for that price, I'd rather just go after the Atheron. Because, again, I love fantasy schemes. I tend to put my money where my mouth is. when it comes to that stuff. So I'll probably be chasing the Atherin coaches here. But because of cost, I'm probably going to grab the 2, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, and you're exactly right, Ohio Steam and Steel. I'll probably just grab the 2 and just pray they come out with more later, but we'll see. But definitely going after these ones because for all we know, they could be limited edition. So even my collector side of me says to still go after these 2 because who knows. Because all these other ones, you can grab in Riverosity. They made these in Riverosity, but the fact that these ones are really unique, these are the ones I'm going to go after. Because you just can't see that anywhere else. So it's rare enough to go after. So, but again, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Do what makes you happy. It's just some critiques that I just noticed. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. And then we get the other announcements. Again, covered hoppers. Let's take a look at the HO covered hoppers here. The one I'm really excited about is the Rock. You guys know I have my Rock Smurf train that I built. These will go perfectly with it. They even go perfectly with my Ops as well. So those ones I'm considering. And then they got these awesome patch over the Rock. So you got FURX, SMW, or SMR, excuse me. Or no, it's SMW, yeah. St. Mary Railway. But I think the First Union Railway would be kind of cool to have. So it's like if you want to model prototypical, you can grab these ones from a Legacy Fallen Flag. So I think that's pretty cool that they're offering these patch over hopper cars. Oh, there's something here. What's this? Primed for grime model features. That's new. I haven't seen this before. Duplicated look to feel of in-service equipment. Faded and dull-coated base colors match to the prototype. Perfect starting point for adding grime and rust. Is this new? I think this is new. I haven't seen Atherin do this before. That's interesting. Oh, man, I'm going to have to do a video on this. Because that's definitely new. So we got the Prime for grime, $70 a piece. We've got an individual for $65. But see, here's the 3-pack of the 165. Like, you're doing the 3-pack. They're doing the 3-pack in the freight cars, but not the passengers. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, Atherin. Okay. Okay, I guess there's much more high demand for 3-packs in freight cars. Okay, sure. I just find that funny. Again, it's interesting business decisions. I don't know. I don't know behind the scenes stuff. So we got some boxcar here. Let me see if there's any. Oh, you were all not found. It's broke. Okay. GG. Yep. Yep. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Again, you kind of typical. What is this car? What's the decal on this? St. Mary's Railroad. I've never heard of that. Okay. Yeah, typical box cars. SU pass cars look great, but my complaint is the freaking price. So here's the thing. I mean, I try not to. It's the quality. Like, it's going to come with metal wheels. It's going to come in nice packaging. It's not the olden days of blue boxes. I get that. And then you got to put inflation and all these other things on top. Yeah, we get. I always say price is relative. I guess is the best way I can describe it. Some people say that for every detail, for the couplers that you get, for the metal wheels that you get, it's worth the price. And I'm praying those passenger cars are interior lighting, have the details, because I'm gonna be madder than a hornet if they don't have like the interior details, because that's the expectation that we have nowadays. If you're gonna get into the range of $100 passenger cars, look at the California Zephyr cars. That's the standard for that price range. They better have some, basic interior, light it up, and go from there. All right, Kyle. Yep, IRL takes priority. Hopefully everything is well. Do what you gotta do. No, and here's the thing. As customers, we can provide that feedback. We can provide constructive criticisms, and yeah, you're getting into the hobby. You know, you have life things to deal with. I do too, and it just comes down to what you're comfortable with. So, but again, that's the great thing about the hobby is that if you can't afford the higher range products, you can always go to train shows, find those blue boxes, go to eBay, go to Facebook Marketplace. There's other ways to acquire the items to get into the hobby. But again, and that's why I say price is always relative and subjective. That's another thing to always think about. Pricing is always subjective. Yeah. And that's the great thing about it for now is there's competition. I can't wait for scale trains to start getting a lot of their MTH tooling together because it's going to bring more competition into the marketplace, the market share, and so forth. So that's one thing. That's always a good thing. There's always competition, and competition is healthy. But yet, customer feedback is also good too. Hello, Warwolf. How are you? How are you? We're just talking about all the news, all the announcements. I think we got everything. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. So I think we got all the announcements. My goodness. It was a lot. A lot more than I was expecting. I told myself, like, there's no news going into, like, Thursday night. And then it's like I was getting ready to go to bed on Thursday night. And then the National Train Show news hit. And I was like, time to get up, make a news on this. Time to make a news on this. So I heard that's a very interesting point, Randall. Just hope Scale Trains doesn't completely abandon the operator line. I've been hearing a lot of rumors, but I haven't found anything concrete, which is why I haven't done an Icey Rail news on it. I gotta have evidence. Like I gotta have sources. When I do my journalism, I always, always, always have sources, and I try to do it from the manufacturer or from a person that's from the company, because I don't want to report false information. Because that's just not what I do here. Fan K is excited for the train show tomorrow. Yep. Real Fan K is talking about the San Antonio Model Railroad Association's train show. It's happening tomorrow. I will be there recording it, buying a few things. I'm really hoping to find some kits. Like, I'm on this. Oh, I'm looking for two things. One, storage containers, because I want to put a lot of my holiday trains away. So that way I have some more shelf availability to me. And then two, I want to find some kits. I want to find some canopy glue because I don't have anything like that. I want to find some stains too. If I can find like the Hunter line stains. That's something else I need to find. Warwolf states, the Flying Scotsman's birthday is tomorrow. It's Britain's most famous steam locomotive ever. It was the first to break the speed record. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I remember the Flying Scotsman. That is definitely one of the famous ones out there. And then the Millard as well. Buying just a few things, yeah. Well, again, train shows, we can get some good price. Let's see. Randall here states a new car for the operator line. They're going to bring operator lines. And he said there are no plans currently to do that, which has me a bit concerned. Oh, okay. So it's hearsay, but nothing definitive. Yeah, I heard rumors that they're going to go away with the operator line because the market share is just not there, which tells me I think, like I said, it's interesting. It goes back to the whole debate is I hate to bring this dead horse back, but it goes back to the concept of, is the hobby dying? No, it's not dying. It's changing. And really where that market share is the more expensive detailed models. That's where they make the biggest profit margins. And again, I'm talking all business because I'm studying business right now. So it's just interesting that what's interesting is I think is that the demand is for more expensive models. Would you think it'll be the opposite? So I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah, and Real Fan agrees as well. Your PRSL cap. Okay, yep. I will be having a backpack with a camera on my shoulder. So if you want to say a few words, yeah, come find me. So I'll be there from 8 o'clock in the morning to noonish tomorrow. So I'll just be walking around, taking pictures, and feel free to say hello. Warwolf says, yes, sir, you found a C&L 410-2 Bachmann Decapod, nice, for sale, and it's a Bachmann locomotive, yep. We have a St. Louis Decapod on the layout. My wife wanted it. Because she's into European and Japanese trains, international trains. Cool. So yeah, because I'm a member of Samra, and I already talked it over with the with the chairman of the train show, I basically have a media pass. So I'll be able to go in early, take pictures of the layouts, which is the big thing that I want to do. Because one thing I kind of learned is with media privileges, I can get the layout without people around it. So I'll try to take a lot of pictures before the train show actually starts. And obviously take some footage as well. So I'm planning to get there a little early. Which again, thank you, Samurai, for all of that. Especially to Alan. Alan's a good dude. So yeah, definitely excited. All right, let's get you guys some rail fanning shots here. Let's see here. Let's do this. Let's get rid of the face cam. So again, for today, we are running the Broadway Limited, the brand new Broadway Limited GS4 Paragon 4 steam locomotive. Absolutely love it. No issues on this layout. I've got a 25-inch radius turn on Harbor Point, and it handles like a dream. I could not be any happier. We've got the Atlantic from BLI, and then we have an MTH Mike Train House 1996 Daylight Heritage unit, along with the Atherin Blue Box passenger coaches that you see here. All right, let's see here. All right, so another news, the UP 4140 Museum is opening this year in June on George H.W. Bush's birthday. Perfect. We will go. We're about 2.5 hours away, so we'll definitely go there. We'll get the 4141 on the channel. That'll be awesome from Werewolf. Ooh, sorry about that. All right, from Randall, I'm glad the operator locomotives that I already own, I need to get those out and run them again. Yep. And again, it's really hard to compete because if you think about it, the operator line, if you take a look at the market share, they're competing against Atherin Ready to Roll, Atherin Operator's Choice, some Bachmann engines, Walthers. So there's actually quite a bit of competition for that, for the entry-level diesels. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Now I'm just waiting patiently for the 611 announcement, because I am going to grab a 611 steam engine. And really the only reason why I really want to grab it is I want to do a what if with the Freedom Train. What if the Freedom Train were to travel in real life in modern day? And I could see the Freedom Train being pulled by all these wonderful locomotives that we have operating. 3985, soon to be the 611, the 4449, like it did back in the day. So I want to recreate that. And if anything, having all the modern day steam engines and famous diesels and so forth pull it all at once, that would be kind of cool for 4th of July. Oh my goodness. 10 police cruisers came in front of your property. My gosh. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully everything's okay, Kyle. But yeah, I didn't hear any new heritage units from CSX because your chassis logo there, Kyle, kind of reminded me. I didn't see any new heritage units. I am going to miss the pre-order for the Scale Trains GP40 because I was talking about potentially getting the 1776. It's just not lining up for me to get it, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to get that in the aftermarket, which sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for spending your Friday night here on this this channel here. I know you guys could be doing so many other different things, and those of you who watch on the replay, again, thank you for taking your time out to watch these videos. We are about 395 watch hours away from being monetized. You guys are awesome. And in very loud and clear, you guys are enjoying my DCC install videos and some of the build alongs and so forth. So I'm going to try to focus on that a little bit more as well. My goal is to have 2 videos a day. Again, it's no guarantee that I can get this done, but obviously you'll get your daily mini fun runs because that's what I like to do. I love the railfan aspect of the hobby. But I'm trying to get one also like edited video out a day. But again, that varies between like the camera trains, the mini railfanning series. I got another DCC install video I want to do. I finally got my Keep Alive for my 844. So I'm trying to record that video. It's just life keeps getting in the way of me recording that. Had a lot of taskers from the wife this week, but it was for a good reason. Someone stole a police car? Oh my goodness, Kyle. Wow. Wow. Okay then. For 4th of July, you're making a Freedom Train video with the song "Here Comes the Freedom Train." Nice, Werewolf. Yeah, last 4th of July, I got all the videos. We did a special 4th of July Freedom Train. It was a Bachmann Freedom 449 with the Lionel coaches. I got to get more of those. But I think the plan for the 4th this year is a what-if scenario. I'll have like the big boy pull it. I'll have, now that I got the 4444, we'll have that pull it, pretending it's the 4449. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Freedom Train. But yeah, again, thank you very much for all the support. And we're getting closer and closer for you guys getting those emotes on the channel. I've got a couple ready to go. I come back from the old Twitch days, so when emotes was all the rage. So I can't wait to bring it here on YouTube. I was going to ask you if you're going to pre-order one of those. So Kyle's stating here, ordering the chassis and B&O heritage units from Scale Trains, depending on how I like my B&O GP30s. If you got the Scale Trains GP30s, oh, they're amazing. They were my favorite diesel last year. They got my Icey award of the best diesel of 2023. As much as I have issues programming with Loc Sound and have issues from time to time with Loc Sound, the sound is amazing. The lights were awesome. Nice and heavy 4-axle diesel. I had a lot of fun with it. Man, I am completely stuffed up, so I apologize if I sound stuffy. My allergies are getting to me. And there's been a nasty cold going around. Yeah, I feel for those who model CSX, because with Scale Trains announcing 5 heritage units right off the bat, man, that's a wall killer. Sounds fine. All right, thanks BCA Parts. Appreciate that. So yeah, I've got the Billboard Rio Grande GP30, and I've got a whole bunch of videos on it. And I also got the Chicago Northwestern GP30, and they're really, really good. You pre-order 2, it'll be your first time with Scale Trains and ESU sound. Nice, Kyle. Yeah, I mean, they could be programmed on JMRI, but I think to get like the more advanced features, you gotta buy the Loc Sound programmer, which is like another $100 on top of it. I'm not a fan of manufacturers doing stuff like that, trying to corner slash monopolize certain features. I wish they would just all follow the NMRA standards, but yeah, it is what it is. All right, let's see here. Let's get you guys on this camera view. All right, here they come. All right, again, there's that GS4, the Atlantic, and the Heritage. All right, so at some point, when you have the money, I'm going to buy myself an HO Big Boy 4014 because I always want a model of it, and the Lino ones are just too expensive. I'm thinking about getting a 4014 here soon. It's kind of on my to-do list. I'm gonna go with River Rossi because the River Rossi that I have one now, that's the 4018. I love it, but it's also Loc Sound as well. It's like a another one that I'm probably considering too is a Greyhound Scheme Big Boy from BLI. Now that I love these Paragon 4s, I missed a pre-order for the Paragon 4 Big Boys from BLI, so I'm probably gonna get in the aftermarket. So as long as you can program it on the Zephyr and a DT4 too. I've never programmed on Digitrax. I always go with JMRI. So my programming setup is I've got my Zephyr with the PR4 connected into it, and then that's connected to the computer for me to program via JMRI with the decoder panel or decoder pro. Yeah. But again, don't let me saying things persuade you on what you want to buy. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Okay, let's see here. Let's bring up this one. No, and get rid of that. So, discovered something quite interesting because just recently we had a foundation repair on the house, and the house on one portion was raised by about 2 inches. And this modular and the one connected to the right of it had a dip because of it. I didn't realize it was going to be noticeable in the layout until I started running this consist, and to the point that it derailed my train. So that was fun times. So that was another reason why I barely got this stream going on time, because I had to disassemble the layout, re-level it, and try to get it squared away. So that was fun. That was an adventure. There we go. Oh, can I rant on something else? There's something else I want to rant on now that I remembered. YouTube decided to change the way. Let me put it this way. They changed the GUI setup for watching a video. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, or if it's just me, and I've got some weird setting that I need to switch back to. But they decided to put the video, the main viewer display in the center, or to the left. But they put all of the description and the chat and the comments on the right-hand side, and you can't change it to underneath the video. There's one problem with that. When you're live streaming, unless you're watching it from a phone, if you watch a live stream from a computer, you can't see the description of the live stream, which is crazy. Timothy, we need some more context to that comment. What is the context behind that? Was that a misspelling? But, yeah, it's interesting. And YouTube just decided to do it out of the blue. But again, welcome, Timothy. How are you? How are you? Let's see. When you try to stream, you try to pin. I'm assuming you mean pin links to things, and links don't work because my device won't let you. Gotcha. It can be finicky. Yeah, it can be finicky. Oh, boy. What a week. Did I see a cat? Thought I saw a cat. So, we probably will have a new engine next week. I gotta check on the shipping. Matter of fact, I should probably go check on that now I think about it. I was hoping to get this diesel in on time, but unfortunately not. So you haven't noticed a change. Description is under the video. I can show you. Let me show you what this Atherin one. So yeah, I can show you. I'll take a quick field trip here. So yeah, look at this. All my videos are in this format. The video's here, and this is the normal view that I see now. It's like the video's over here, and all the description stuff is out here. And if I zoom out, it's staying that way. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing. It's like they put the description over here, and all the comments are now stuck on this side. I don't know. Maybe my account is an experimental account trying to see how they're doing this. I don't know. YouTube never lets anyone know what they're doing. So, yeah. It's weird. I'm hoping this is not the future. Hopefully it's just me. My profile's bugged or something. I don't know. But the problem with it is that when you go live, the way I see it from a live stream nowadays is that the chat's over here going, and you can't see the description. So, yeah, that's... Oh, well. It's weird. Speaking of diesels, you got the diesel I got. Unfortunately, it will take a little longer since the guy is away until February 24th. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, so probably March. First week of March. You too. If it ain't broke, we'll fix it. Exactly, Kyle. Exactly. It could be upgraded. Yeah, And maybe something. And the other thing too is it could be because I'm premium. Maybe they're testing this with all the premium accounts first, and then they're going to do it. I don't know. I don't know. It's annoying. I don't like it, but the platform's free. Can't complain too much. Okay. Let's see. What was it? Oh yeah. So there's a new diesel that is coming in. It's being shipped right now. So don't worry. I've been seeing a lot of other channels post their reviews on it, and it's like, oh no, the FOMO's real. The FOMO's real, which is fear of missing out. I'll show you guys the diesel I'm talking about. Let's see. So this guy right here. So, and I didn't pay this price. It was a lot cheaper when I went to a dealer. This is the MSRP, keep in mind. So my SP9000 is en route. This is the German KM ML 4000 diesel. So I've got mine coming in. I'm hoping by next stream we'll have this on the tracks. So yeah, can't wait. I'm excited for this diesel. I saw some of the other reviews on it, and it's like, man, I'm jealous. This is a very nice engine. I think they did a really good job on it. So hopefully soon we'll get down the channel, and then you guys will see all the shorts, all the fun run videos on it. Because if you guys haven't noticed, I kind of have it's a natural production style. Typically, you'll see new stuff on shorts because that's the quickest way I can get it out. And then they'll eventually, about a week later, they'll come out in video format, and then eventually you'll see it on live stream. Yep, I saw it. I binge watch a lot of YouTube. So when I started seeing all the reviews come out for it, it's like, where's mine? But yeah, we'll get on the layout. Hopefully by next stream we'll have the German invasion is probably what I'm gonna name it, just for SNGs. I don't know. Let's see. Speaking of which, let me see where mine is at. But I gotta log in too on top of that. Let's see here. And I'm already going to the wrong website. Okay, let's see where this is at. Currently, okay, USPS does not know. Yeah, I didn't want to go that far. I thought about that. I was like, I don't think I'm going to title it that way. Regrets. But yeah, I'm thoroughly excited. I mean, if you guys didn't know too, that diesel is actually a German diesel that Southern Pacific ordered and tried out over here. I think it was the first hydraulic controlled locomotive, and it was an absolute failure because trying to go up mountains and grades and all that, the hydraulics crapped out on them. It was like the hydroelectric, I believe, if I remember about it. But nevertheless, it's in my UP Family Trees part of Southern Pacific. I want to grab it. At first, I wasn't going to grab it, and then I got that River Rossi one that I still got to convert over to DCC. And it's like, yeah, I need to grab it. So we'll have that on the layout. Yes, and you are correct, Kyle. Denver Rio Grande did have some as well. I'm hoping these are successful, so maybe Pico with a K will will make Denver Rio Grande, because that'll be legit. And I'll definitely grab me 2 of those to pull my Rio Grande train, passenger coaches. I've got a feeling mine's lost, because that's not good. I'll have to contact train roll tomorrow, I think. Let me try one more thing here. Alright, let's paste this. Where are you? Hey, break the website when I do that. Sweet. That's 2 websites I've broken today. Great. Okay, well that's just not cooperating. Anyways, we'll eventually get on the channel. You picked up some fancy locomotives from your grand. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I love my fantasy schemes. It's just cool that we can model the what ifs. All right, let's bring up Phoenix Point here. Get you guys this rail fanning shot. But yeah, all week I've been binge watching videos about wood kits. There's a lot of good videos out there. Definitely got the bug to build some kits. But I need so much other material. There's that beautiful GS4 and the Atlantic and the Heritage. Alright, what's another camera view? Let's do this one. We haven't done this view in a while. The big boy with the 844. That 844 has a Blue Nami in it. It's the very first one I converted over. I do need to convert. One thing I noticed with the BLI, not BLI, excuse me, the Blue Namis. If you're going to use Blue Namis, make sure they have Keep Alives in them. So I ran them at my local club. It ran better. I didn't have to deal with Easy DCC. I can control it from my phone exactly how I want to. I can change CVs and everything. But man, if it finds one dirt spot, the whole system restarts. Basically, you have to reconnect via the Blue Nami. It takes a good couple seconds just for the Blue Nami to read. And again, the app on the Android is still experimental. But I definitely got to put Keep Alive. So I ordered my Keep Alive. It's here. And I'll be doing a video on that shortly. Hopefully by this week. Okay. Okay, just one. It's a Atherin SD70. That SD70 looks nice too. So I basically killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Got your rear ground locomotive, fantasy scheme. And the fleet grows by 1, 2. Yep. And that's the cool thing. As long as you're having fun, enjoying the hobby. And if that little thing just puts a smile on your face, that's what it's all about. Is that the new GS4? Yes, it is the brand new. I did an unboxing video, and the first run, I have a crap ton of videos on it now, because I just went ham. I loved it. Yeah, it's the Paragon 4 GS4. Big locomotives. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'll get you guys the 180 shot here. Just so you can see the size comparison between a GS4 and a big boy. So this is the 4018. It is a surviving big boy in Frisco, Texas. I was able to visit that last year, and I have a video on it. So yeah, just incredible. And that's the great thing about the hobby too, is that this hobby can satisfy so many people's enjoyments in so many different ways. You got people who just love to watch a train go around in circles like I do. You got those that enjoy point to point. Got those that enjoy small scale, big scale, taken outside with garden scale. There's a reason why I call it the world's greatest sandbox hobby. Alright, let's get this view because this is kind of. I'm not doing the camera car today just because it would be a nightmare trying to stop all these engines, try to connect to the car, and doing all that. Let's do. Is it this one? Nope, this one. Ah, I missed it. So it depends. So here's. Hang on, let me get you guys back on the camera. So this is a good topic. So Kyle asks, how do you like that PR4 debating whether to send my green barrier out for new decoder installations or send one of my brass ones out for a full decoder install? If you're talking about the GS4, I think that's what you're stating here. It's got quirks because it's so brand new. It's got some JMRI decoding quirk or programming quirks to it. So when you go to load the new CVs, it says an error on the programming, but it actually writes to the decoder. So I don't know if, because I think my JMRI may be out of date, so I maybe have to update my JMRI version. Or the PR4 is just so brand new firmware on the decoder itself that's causing that issue. So kind of my technique is program it, take it off the track for 10 seconds, and then put it on your main line. Because if you go straight from your programming to the main line, it won't recognize any changes on the mainline command station. So the way around it is you program, take it off for 10 seconds, put it on the main line. The GS4s, it's such a tricky body. Those who have attempted in the past, it's with mixed results. Sometimes they pick switches. If a turn is not perfectly, straight or whatever, it tends to derail. Me personally, I've had no issues with these GS4s. Now, with that being said, it is an expert level locomotive. Like, you need to know what you're doing with this locomotive to make sure it doesn't derail. And what I mean by that is, don't speed it up so fast to a switch. Don't take a turn too sharp, too fast. You can't, because it will be unforgiving. The times I have derailed the GS4 is because I took a switch too fast. Because it will derail. Or if your switches aren't great, it may pick it. But I don't blame this locomotive. It's just because of the wheel configuration, the frame. It's just one of those that you don't want to screw around with. You want to treat it with respect, because if you don't, it will be unforgiving. That's the best thing I can say to it. I don't know about your financial situations. It is a bit expensive. But with that being said, it's the best GS4 production I've ever seen. Because my Bachmann GS4s can't take this turn with a train. It disconnects with any train that it tries to pull. This one doesn't derail. My Western Pacific one derails a little bit on this corner, but then can get realigned because of the way the track is. It's a freaking miracle. Whereas this Daylight takes the turn just fine, and it's a 25-inch radius. So, it just depends on what you want to get done and what you want out of it. So, It's all based on personal preference. I can only tell you what I know and what I've operated with this GS4, and I love it. It's the best GS4 to date. And the fact that it came with a display stand, I'm all about that. I love the gimmicky stuff like that. And as far as the decoder for the Paragon 4, it is my second favorite decoder behind Bluenami. So my favorite decoders is the Bluenami, then the Paragon 4, then the Tsunami 2s. Then the Tsunami 2s. So that kind of, I'm biased towards soundtracks and BLI now. Um, Definitely do not get the Paragon 3s. They were crap. They had a lot of issues. Paragon 4s have the keep alives, as every review video out there has kind of demonstrated. But I'm satisfied for the value. And it's diecast too. It is a heavy locomotive. Again, all those review videos out there, they showed you how heavy it is. And it's got pulling power. And there's plenty of videos out there too that have shown the GS4, Paragon 4, pulling the full BLI daylight coaches that, they tend to share a wheel axle. And it's like very rarely that's possible. Because the Paragon 3 had issues with keep alives. Broadway limits can't, not Broadway limit. Bachmann GS4s can't pull with a darn. This one came with two traction tires. They put in the little tool that allows you to undo a drive wheel, which is pretty cool. So you can put the new traction tires on it if you have to. So it was very well thought out. And the reason why I say it's a new age in steam, I think this locomotive from BLI has set the bar so high for other manufacturers for value for money. It's great. All right, Real Fan K, you got to go. See you at the train show. Yep, I'll see you tomorrow as well, good sir. I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, that kind of reminds me too. Probably, I don't know. I'll see how long I feel, because I do have to get some cameras ready for tomorrow. Gotta charge up some GoPros. Yeah, I gotta do that tonight, so I can get all that footage for you guys. All right, let's see here. What can we do here? Put a little bit of music in the background here. You probably won't hear it, but it's just for me. All right, so let's talk about some future projects and train shows and just things in general. So again, train show tomorrow at Samara. That video will probably come out the following weekend. It takes time to edit those train show videos. Oh, okay, so unfortunately bought a P3 Green Mirror. Oh, that's the name of the steam engine, I think. Before it's shorter. Yeah. I see what you're saying. So you want to either convert your brass or wait for a Paragon 4. It just, that's tough. That's a tough choice. What decoder would you put in it? Because that'll sway things a little bit. I'm 100% biased towards soundtracks / Paragon 4s. And I would always advocate. I know it's expensive. It's probably the most expensive decoder for the Bunamis. But I think the Bunamis, you get so much value out of it. Like, you can put it on DC track. You can put it, if you put a battery in there, which I know is kind of out there. You can put it on dead rail. Probably Tsunami 2. Yeah. Good choice. Man, that's a tough choice. Between the Tsunami 2 and a Paragon 4. Putting a Tsunami 2 in a brass, or putting a Paragon 4. It depends on what you want. Do you want the modern day details, the modern day weight? Do you want an old sentimental... I mean, if that locomotive has sentimental value, you can't compare, you know? Sentimental value is so subjective. That's a tough choice. Yeah. I'm trying to get some videos out. To show all that as best I can. Solo Contractor is a good one that I've learned from. And I've shout him out several times on this channel, but I learned a lot from solo contracting. Oh, I'm glad he's getting a lot of subscribers too. Good. He's doing good. He deserves it. Here. So I learned from him. So if you ever want to deal in the world of decoder installs, that's where I learned basically everything from. Yeah. And again, I'm still a novice myself on DCC installs. I'm not saying that you have to or anything. And brass is a little bit more trickier because with brass in particular, you may have to reinstall or remotor some older brass engines. So brass gets a little trickier as well. And again, do you trust someone else to do the decoder installs? Do you have a hobby store near you that can do the DCC installs with lights and sound? So me personally, so this is me from a subjective point of view. For the amount of money, so if I was in your shoes right now, let's say, let me see if I can give an example. So let's say I want to convert a brass big boy, or do I go with a big boy? See, here's nothing, because I'm probably going to put Tsunami if I would do that. But if I was to do a Tsunami 2 or buy a Paragon 4 big boy, man, it's so hard because I would want to do the install too for YouTube. So I got to keep this unbiased as possible. So I value time. Let me put it this way. If putting YouTube aside, if I wasn't making a video on the install, would I take the time to put a Tsunami 2 into the big boy, or just pay the extra money to get the Paragon 4 with a Paragon 4? I would go with the Paragon 4 because it saves me on time, which allows me to do other things. That's the direction I would go. So another person you can contact is Jason the Train Freak. Jason the Train Freak is slowly starting to do some DCC installs. I would pick his brain to get his advice too. And that's the thing, how sentimental is that brass locomotive to you? Because again, that's always something else that it's hard to put a weighted measurement on. If that engine is so sentimental that you want to see that running in your club or on your layout, then yeah, I would probably weigh that a little bit more. So, because I'm almost in that same boat. I've got a big boy River Rossi 4002 that's in the Greyhound scheme, and that has a ton of sentimental value. But the reason why I'm not converting it yet is I gotta get more experienced. And now that I have experience, it's gonna be higher priority for me to convert. I'm waiting for the Bunami 21 pins to come out, because once that comes out, that makes my life super easier with the Dakota Mini, and I can put that inside the cab of the big boy, and I'm rolling. So I'm waiting for that 21 pin to come out, because I don't want to put all my crap in the tender. I like putting it in the boiler as much as I can. So that'll be an engine I convert as soon as that's out. Yeah, and my advice, if you are going to try to do decoder installs, start basic. That's what I did. I took basically the BL2 Mopac that I had. That was my very first basic conversion. And do some research. There's different decoder systems out there to convert. You got the 8-pin assembly, you got the 9-pin assembly decoders, you got the 21-pin. Me personally, I find myself with the soldering techniques that I use, I enjoy 21-pin with a decoder buddy. But another thing too that I've learned is that space could be an issue. You may not be able to put a 21-pin into a small locomotive. I found out really quickly, like my Bowser diesel, my SD40 Mopac, they required the small 8-pin decoders. And I couldn't put anything else fancy, or I needed to convert the board to it. So one thing that I've noticed is that if I want to put any Bunamis into like an SD40 or even a Switch 1200, I need to buy the actual board themselves, because the board is thinner and can fit in it. Very sentimental. Got two only 60%. That's awesome. Yep. So yeah, if it's that sentimental, then focus on converting it over. And again, another thing that we're not even talking about is price. I try not to talk about price too much. I try to speak towards knowledge when comparing two things. So yeah, and that's a philosophy too. If you want super detailed locomotives, you might as well go all in. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's a great topic to discuss. Some people go all the way in. Some people want to convert to sentimental stuff. I'm kind of both right now. Yeah, the tender shell doesn't have too much space in it. Yeah, and there's different techniques for handling that problem. You've got there's 3 different ways you can do it. You can do a hard wire install, meaning that you take all the wires from the boiler and shove all the wires through the tender. That's what I did for my Milwaukee steam engine. I did a video on that one. That all the wires just go from the boiler all the way through the tender. You can attempt to do a split between the boiler and tender. They do have male and female connector pins that you can solder, so that way you can easily remove and connect the tender to the boiler. Or you can do the 8-pin assembly that you typically see on Athearn Genesis locomotives, that you have to take the pin out and put the pin in. I don't like doing it that way because I've already busted one wire on my Athearn Genesis Big Boy, which I'm already mad about, than a Hornet. But luckily, I'm probably going to buy the kit that Soundtracks just came out with. Well, they had for a while, but they did a video on it just recently. Matter of fact, let's take a field trip. I'll show you guys that, because I think that's going to be relevant here. I like talking about this stuff. So the DBX 9000 is what it's called. It's something that I'm going to buy because I want to experiment with it. Field trip. Take a field trip. So here it is right here. And I'll give you guys the link to this video as well. So what's nice about this is that I'm not sure if this is compatible with the Athearn Genesis pins. I think it is, because I think it follows NMRA standards anyway. So one of my wires on my 9-pin on my big boy broke. And so I can tell that it has issues because of the pickups. I think that wire was a pickup wire. So it stutters. Yep, field trip. So yeah, Soundtrax has this DBX 9000, which is basically. Let's see if I can get the schematics here. So yeah, it's basically these wires. They go to your front lights. They go to your pickups. They go to the motor. And then this is the other half that you put in a tender. I like this because it's nicely labeled. So these are the soldering points that you can have. So it's something that I think I want to experiment with. To see if this is a little bit more sturdier. And I can always replace it if it breaks. So yeah. My big boy 4018 I got from Anthony Genesis. I eventually do want to put Bunami in it. It's got a normal Tsunami. The first Tsunamis you want to stay away from because they're also crap. Tsunami 1s are the equivalent to Paragon 3s. So whenever you're getting Tsunami, make sure they're Tsunami 2s. And if you have a Tsunami 1, try to replace it. That's my recommendation. Either to a Tsunami 2 or I'm going to go all the way with Bunami. You saw that and you're experimenting yourself. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. So yeah, I started with my BL2. We'll take another field trip here. But it's kind of a home field trip. Yeah, all the cameras. I'll take you to... Let's see here. Oh, I just noticed we crossed 4,760 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate all the support. The road to 5,000. Absolutely insane to think about. Absolutely insane. Alright, let me grab that BL2. Okay, here we are. So I didn't show the full install. But here is basically my spider web for an install. Alright, so this is the BL2. And inside of it I have a decoder board mini, decoder buddy mini. My goodness, can't think right now. And basically it's got pads that you basically align the motor wires to and solder. You align the keep alive to the board and solder. You put the speakers in and solder. And then once you're all done, then the 21 pin goes right on top of it. And that's it. So I think in this one, most of my 21 pin decoders are economy decoders. So I try to keep these on the cheaper side. And that's the thing too, that's what I use to experiment. I've got some, and I'm experimenting with a whole bunch of different things. These keep alives, I'm experimenting on building my own. Larry, the DCC guy, he has a video out on how to make these. So I bought all the pieces. I'm going to try to make my own to try to keep costs down. I bought some speakers from Amazon and try to keep the cost down. The one thing you can't keep the cost down, I mean, you could probably buy from AliExpress to keep the board cost down, but I noticed with AliExpress's boards, they don't have all the features. Like, they don't do keep alives and they don't do speakers for the ones that I saw. So I think you're better off just buying a decoder buddy and then just putting your favorite decoder in there. Now, obviously, this is going to change once the 21 pin from Bunami comes out from Soundtrax. Then basically I swap out this economy for Bunami, and now this is a Bunami diesel. So yeah, that's what I do there. But yeah, and if you're curious about it, I'll just drop the link in here. So that's my attempt. Again, I'm still a novice. I'm still a noob at it. I'm slowly figuring things out, but I'm trying to share that journey. Alright, all the cameras. And again, you can blame BCA Parts for it, because originally I wasn't going to make videos out of it, and he basically got me in that direction to make videos on it. So, and I do appreciate it because it's been well received. So again, I thank BCA Parts on that suggestion. Okay, let me close all my tabs here. Yep. Yeah. You've opened up a big rabbit hole now. But it's all good. So yeah, I got the ML 9000 Rossi to convert. Like I said, I gotta put a keep alive in the 844, which is my next project to do. Oh yeah, fun times. Fun times. Another thing that I'm trying to get myself motivated to do is get the next video out for how far can we take Digitrax, because I've got my SE74, I've got a block detection. I need to kick myself to get that all set up, because I can get 4 more blocks built on this layout for block detection, for dispatching and all that, for Panel Pro. And so I'm trying to get myself motivated to go down that rabbit hole, but I've been on a kick for scenery lately. I'm actually working on a mega project right now that's dealing with scenery. So yeah, excited for that as well. Oh yeah, and I don't know if you guys saw. Let's see. I got my painting station up and going. There's a little bit of Easter eggs in there too, for those of you who saw the image on the community tab here. And some other things I need to talk about now that I remembered. Community tab. So yeah, this was for one project. And when that video comes out, you guys will know exactly which project that'll be. For one project, it's already taken me a month, and that's because of this little rabbit hole I ran into. So this is the rabbit hole. This is the workstation, and this is my paint station. We'll go into that rabbit hole here in a minute. So this is the new painting station I got all set up. Whole bunch of acrylic paints. This right here is a little sprayer recommended by Heath. I got 2 of those. More like scenic stuff, wood glue, paints. I got some paints from when I was doing Warhammer 40k back in the day. As a matter of fact, these bottles up here are like 20 years old, because that's when I actually got these for Warhammer 40k before model railroading, which is hilarious. So the fine turf and the medium black ballast, that's from Warhammer before I got into model railroading, which is funny. Yeah, so that's the painting station. That's what I recorded my Mini Prince outhouse build on. I'm still trying to figure out the setup. It's still a work in progress, but yeah, that was a rabbit hole. And then something else too, if you guys weren't aware, I am part of the BLI VIP club. So under this announcement here, if you guys want to submit anything that you'd like to see made from BLI, again, it's whatever, if they'll actually make it or not, you can put a comment down here and I'll add it to whenever that VIP portal suggestion opens up. Okay, so you gotta learn layout wiring and finally building your first layout. The first person I always tell people, well, first thing I tell people is, what do you want your layout to do? What makes you happy? What makes you enjoy your layout? And then work from there. Do you want to be point to point? Do you want to be a layout? Do you want to have block detection? So for me personally, this layout, and I'll bring up all the cameras. I'll bring up this layout. So the thing that I enjoy about model railroading is rail fanning and watching a train go around circles. So the whole inspiration of this entire layout is basically the old school Christmas tree train going around in circles. That's what I grew up with. That's what I enjoy about the hobby. And basically the whole dispatch computer here is, think of it as the quote-unquote Christmas tree. And then you have the train going around, say, Christmas tree. So I'm the Christmas tree in the middle. But what I wanted my layout to do... Okay, Randall, take it easy. Thank you so much for hanging out. Get some well-needed rest, and I'll see you on another stream, good sir. Again, thank you for supporting the community as well. Let's see here. Okay, so you want switching and rail fanning, basic oval. Fair enough. So yeah, this is basically a basic oval. It's got 3 switches on it, and I can do operations on it. I have on my Christmas live stream, I did some operations, and I think I had an operations live stream that I use a card system, and to showcase that a basic oval like this, you can still do operations on. It just, it depends on how much thought and how much effort, you want to put into it. So I've got 2-3 sidings that allows me to do operations with. I use car cards and waybills for my operations on this layout. But I've also got that one dedicated main line that allows me to rail fan. So I use Digitrax, and the reason why I love Digitrax is because it allows me basically full layout command and control. Once I get everything set up, each modular will be a block detection zone where I can see where the train is going. As a matter of fact, I haven't showed this in a while. I want to see if I can do this. Panel Pro. Let's bring you up. Oh, you know what? I don't think it's loaded onto here. Oh, I don't think it's loaded on. No, it's not loaded on this computer because it's brand new. Oh, I have to redo this whole thing. Yep. Okay. Never mind. I can't do dispatching right now because I'm on a different computer. And that's true. BCA parts. Good point. How much space also is a factor. I am blessed to have this space that I do have right now. So basically, all houses in Texas, we don't have basements. And the reason why we don't have basements is because it's clay. The foundation is clay. So in order to stabilize a basement, it costs tens of thousands of dollars to have the foundation that you need for a basement. So it costs like up to $20K to have a basement supported. So in Texas, we have these upper loft area rooms to do the entertainment room and so forth. So my wife gave me the upper loft here for the layout. 12 by 15, nice. 12 foot by 12 feet by 15 feet. Interesting. But for the story, so basically I want to control this entire layout from my dispatch panel, which I'll eventually put on my upper top right hand corner monitor. And so I need to get block detection for all the modulars. And then and I'll be set. So that's how I like doing it. And eventually we'll have a yard going into a closet over here at a Harbor Point, going into a staging yard called Kirby Interchange. So that's what I enjoy about the hobby, and that's just how this is. It'll be in your garage. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, and I'm constantly moving, so a modular layout made the best sense for me. In this room configuration, I could probably, I've been thinking about this too. plus an offset yard. Nice. Nice. You know, I've been thinking about for an AnyRail series, because I want to bring that back. I just haven't done it in a while. What I think I want to do is put this entire room into AnyRail and see what we can do with a permanent layout just for S&Gs. Because I was thinking about it, it's like if I were to have a permanent layout, what would that be? Obviously, my number one requirement is a continuous loop. That's a must for me. So that way I can rail fan and just chill and watch it go around in a circle, essentially. But what are my other requirements? And that's the thing. It's like, should I have some switching? How many layers do I want? If I do go layered, do I want a helix? Do I want to do an incline based? Or do I want to do an elevator? Because elevator is not out of the question. I've got some ideas for that. Lynn McCurdy in the High Desert Modular Mall Railroad Club. How are you, good sir? Hopefully you are doing well. So I got a question for you, Lynn. Did you guys hear the news about the relocation of the National Train Show? Because I know the High Desert Modular Mall Railroad Club was trying to get into it. Are you guys in it? Are you guys affected by it? And if you are in it, are you going smaller? Do you have to go smaller? Because that news kind of broke last night about it. And it's like, as soon as I saw that news, I was thinking about you. It's like, oh no. Was that going to affect or hurt you guys? But yeah, this is the layout. It's a Freemo Minimo layout. Minimo meaning that's 12 inches wide, not 26 as the normal Freemo modulars. And it's worked perfect. A lot of questions. We heard something was up at the Ventura show. Yeah, so I'll give you... We'll take a quick field trip. So it did break last night. And the official announcement was made on the NMRA Facebook group and the NMR page that... yeah, so it's been moved from Long Beach Convention Center to the West End Hotel. And if we go down... to layouts here, layouts will be located approximately 10,000 square feet. Layout space in the Centennial Ballroom foyer and the lobby of the hotel during the NMRA National Convention. Although the space is smaller than area typically available, our plan is to schedule 2 different sets of layouts groups during the convention week. That's another thing about this too. I didn't go into this, but looks like you can only catch certain layouts either during the convention for the first half or at the train show, which is crazy to think about. I've never seen that before. The first load will be Saturday, 8:10, displaying from Sunday to Wednesday. Load in, and the second group will go from Wednesday through Sunday. So that second group will be part of the train show convention itself. That is crazy. I forgot to mention this in the video yesterday, but yeah, they're doing 2 different groups in order to accommodate everyone. So it's like, if you're part of that first group, you know, I think they kind of get screwed, for lack of a better phrase, because they won't be at the National Train Show, and they're only doing display when everyone else is working. So they probably have to go in the afternoon. It's weird. It's a weird thing to think about, at least for me. This may be normal for other clubs, but yeah. Yeah, so you were told the same thing. So yeah, this is the official announcement from the NMRA, but yeah, wow. What a big hit. I mean, again, I say it as a bad thing, but okay, yeah, first group is screwed. And that's the thing, is like, if you think about it, these modular clubs depend on that audience because that's how they get most of their donations and get their funding. That's why they set up, from my experience from other clubs that I've been in, that and members, that's how you get members. You were asked the Ventura show, how small can you go? Wow, Lynn, that's crazy. And it goes back to what Tom's Trains and Things said that, I guess to piggyback off that rant, the location of these expos and the ownership of these expos are going to outprice train shows, or it is crazy. I never thought that would be a problem, but holy hell, here we are. And it's like the Summer Convention that's happening, or the Summer Train Show that's happening tomorrow, that venue also raised their price by $800. Yeah, wow. It's definitely something I didn't see coming. It's an interesting time for train shows. It makes you think, are we going to need to depend on virtual train shows more because of the vending location? I think definitely virtual train shows, especially the one that's happening. TSG Multimedia talked about this. I can't, and then you may be able to remember. There's a train show in California. What's it? It's tip of my tongue. Silicon Valley. The Silicon Valley train show is doing in person and virtual. And I want to try that virtual ticket because I think that'd be kind of interesting. They were saying, bring on the aircraft carrier battleships, and if it's true, they said they wanted to see those, but no room. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Hello, Mr. Echo Hunter. How are you, good sir? Yep, Gone Rich show is all set up. I was there eating, having folks set up and nosing around the inventories. So, I was watching the Samra Facebook page. They were doing some live streams and some hints, and it looked good. Again, it's a small train show, but I think it packs a punch. Me personally, the Samra train show, I wouldn't call it a train show. I would call it what I think it should be called, which is a flea. Is it a flea market? No. Crap. What's the name? What's the terminology? Brain. Think. No. What's it called? Crap. Anyways, I wouldn't call it a train show. It's small. It's too small. Oh, that's gonna bug me. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Swap meet. There it is. It's a swap meet. It's a train. It's a swap meet technically, is what I would label it as. Okay, Lynn here says, did you see places to recommend to visit? Catherine Pass, touch a loot both hours away from Long Beach and each other. Let's see. Did you see any places recommended to visit? Interesting. No, I did not see that. Yeah, it was fun going out there to Hatch Street. Like I enjoyed that train show, to be honest. It was great meeting you over there. Just wish I could have seen that battleship in the one day. One day we'll make it work. So the Roundhouse swap meets. San Bernardino, Old Santa Fe Station. Nice. Yeah, it's a swap meet. Yeah, the Summer Train Show it's really a swap meet because it's just too small to consider a train show, but there you can find some good deals. Last year, the actual Samra company store had a huge selection of Mopac engines, and I actually got a good chunk of my Mopac collection from Samra. And another gentleman was selling a lot of, shout out to Larry, he was selling a lot of the European steam engines that I'm going to plan to convert here soon. And definitely grew my collection. All right, Kyle, take it easy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yep, I understand. Life takes priority. I don't know how long I'll be going for. You guys had some great conversations, so I want to, make sure fulfill the conversation. That's what I love about Friday evenings, that we can go as long as we need to. That's what I enjoy about this time slot. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see with the National Train Show getting smaller like that. Can't wait to see all the footage to see if it's worth it this year. And that's the thing too, is like, you know, if you were to ask my humble opinion, if you had one train show to go to, let's see. So Lynn asks, who organizes the convention? We found out it wasn't the NMRA. So the way the National Train Show works, it is not the main board of the NMRA. It is the division of the NMRA that organizes it. And that train show rotates each division. So the National Train Show last year was set up by the Lone Star Division. And I think this year it is the Pacific Coast Region Division. That's, again, I think I'm getting region and division mixed up. Let me hang on. Let me go to the NMRA website. That way I can get you the proper answer, because I'm trying to shoot from the hip, and that's not gonna go anywhere. Let me look at regions and division. Okay. No, I think it is. I think it is by region. Who owns it? Yeah. It's by region that owns it. That's why I'm getting it screwed up. We'll take a quick field trip. So the NMRA is separated into regions. So the train show that I went to last year was hosted and ran by the Lone Star region. They're the ones in charge of that train show. I think this year it was either PCR or PSR. I can't remember which division it is. I have to look at my video to figure that out. Give me 1 second. I can get you the answer. National Train Show. And okay, so here we go. Back to field trip. Okay, so National Train Show, and the region is the Pacific Southwest region. So the PSR, that division's board of directors, is the one that you should be contacting, I believe, to see if you need to get in. Because they have a director, they have a superintendent, and depending on what their bylaws are, may have other board members. But that's how that works. So you got the main head, NMRA, you got the divisions, and then you've got the regions. The regions are the ones in charge of the train shows. So I think someone fact check me on that, but I think that's how it works. Okay, so he bought a few more Euro steamers. He has a nice German and winter camo for around 270. I think it's more. Yeah, I have that steam engine as well. My wife loved it. Yeah, I'm excited for the train show. I'm excited. So yeah, for those of you, let's see. Already missed the local, asking if there will be module layouts and dates. No reply as of now. Oh, okay. Interesting. I think they're trying to figure everything out since they went to a small location and only, like, what, 4 or 5 months away? 4 months away? No, it's more than that. August, 6 months away. I'm curious. So here's the other thing too, Lynn. I'm hoping Bernard from Mini Prince has space to do his scans. I'm pretty sure they'll try to accommodate him, but it's like, according to their website, vendors and manufacturers with the limited space. Hang on. I'll bring this up. With the more limited space now available, approximately 25,000 square feet for vendors, we will have to limit everyone to tables only with no accommodation for booths. Space will be available both indoor and outdoor at the venue. The results will commensurate reduction of table fees, which is good. The intimate setting of this year's National Trade Show will be similar to the RPM meeting format, which will still allow you to engage among railroaders and provide plenty of opportunities for attendees to make purchases. And here's another thing. We are trying to arrange staging area that will allow delivery of some materials on Wednesday, but the main load into the venue will be Thursday, 8/8. The show area is on the 3rd floor of the hotel, and access is via a freight elevator. Oh my goodness. It's like I didn't read into this. I should have read more into this when I did my video. Wow. The more I read this, the worse it does get. There will be no option this year to drive into the show space to unload. The hotel will provide storage for boxes and pallets at a cost for up to 1 week. Holy crap. So that one elevator, can you imagine if that elevator breaks? Oh, everything's on a 3rd floor. Yeah, I don't know. We will never know, and that's the thing about these things. It's starting to suck. I feel sorry for the layout, guys. Wow. The show area is on the 3rd floor. Yikes. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I may have to do another video on this. I don't know. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's not gonna be easy to set up. Yeah, because I'm hoping Bernard can get his scanning machine in here. Because if they just limit to him to just that table, I don't think he goes. Here's a hot take. I don't think Bernard's going to go. Yikes. Like, if I was him, is it worth it? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Since we're knee deep into this topic, I'll bring up Google Maps. Cause now I really want to I want to take a look at this a little bit more. All right, Long Beach. Let's bring up the convention center. Now we're going down a massive rabbit hole. Opening maps. Okay. I want to bring up satellite view. Okay. So here is... Alright, field trip time. Make sure I'm not doxing myself. Okay. Okay, so here's the convention center. This is Long Beach Convention and Entertainment Center. So they had this massive facility right here. And then the hotel is right here. So this is the hotel. I mean, you can just see the difference. You're going from this massive area to this area. That's a big reduction. And it's on the 3rd floor. And to be honest, if you're not... Where's the parking? Like, I'm not sure. They may have a garage, but something else to think about is it could be just for people who are staying at the hotel. At least they have a rental car here. I mean, they do have some potential hotels around it. But again, can you imagine traffic? And we're talking about a downtown city in California. I mean, this is Orange County after all. Yeah, and no offense to those who live in California. I lived there for a couple years, and my wife has lived there most of her life. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, and where would you put those trailers for this? Like, you bring up another good point, Len. Like, I think this is more accommodating for cars and trailers compared to this. Like, just think about the logistical effort to get into this. Like, you bring up a great point. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll just leave it at that. Like, I had my issues with the one in Texas. I did a whole, my wife and I did a whole video on it, but I imagine this is worse. This is going to be worse than the Grapevine Hotel. Or, I can't remember what the name of that convention was, but yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. So yeah, again, guys, if you're new to the channel, you know, we run trains and we talk trains. We talk about all the nit and gritty stuff. I'm a theorizer, so I theorize all sorts of things. We look at manufacturers, we look at train shows, you know, we talk about everything. And that was a big news that hit last night. And as I was stating earlier, it's like I was getting ready to go to bed last night. It's like, all right, looks like there's going to be no news for the stream today. Looks like we'll just be able to just enjoy trains and go from there. And then the world collapses. Like the NMRA venue got moved. We had American model builders that made those laser kits closed up shop after 40 years. You know, we had Late Night Hobbies finally announcing their new run of laser kits. Atherin dumped a whole bunch of new stuff on us today. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's been the last 2 days, that's for sure. But yeah, I have no plans to go to the one this year. And I was going to go back to saying, if I had a choice, if you had one train show to go for the entire year, I would go to Amherst over the National Train Show. So that's why, like, next year, we're gonna try to go to Amherst. I'm gonna try. I have a few people here that have connections to try to. I don't want to necessarily say sponsor, but may help me get over there because they want me over there, which is I greatly appreciate the support. Just trying to figure the logistics behind it, and the wife's giving me the green light. We're just trying to see if she can go. I'm saving up my vacation days now to try to make it happen next year. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this year is going to be a little bit lighter on train shows. We got Samra tomorrow, and then we have the 2 new Braunfels train shows, and Tempest hasn't been announced yet. Or is it Temple? Is it a Temple train show? I don't know why I keep calling it Tempest. So that's 4 train shows. Unfortunately, we couldn't go to the Houston train show that happened this past weekend because of Samra this weekend, and I'm also broke. Or, I don't want to say broke. I've got an allowance for the Samra train show. I wanted... Ferry and I were looking at going to the one in Denver for the Rocky Mountain train show, but that's happening in April, and April's my bad month for me. So we'll miss that one. Probably won't be able to do the meet and greet. So really, like, the last ditch effort to get a train show outside of Texas is Timonium in October. So, but again, we had foundation issues, so we're probably not gonna go to that. So it's been a rough year so far, but we'll see. Not gonna complain though. I'm happy that we have train shows, because I've lived in a place where there's no train shows whatsoever, and that was hell. That was hell. So I am grateful to have train shows near me. Unfortunate, because I know there's people out there that you know, they have to drive a full day to get a train show, if they're lucky at that. Sometimes they have to fly. So, not complaining, trying not to complain. I'm grateful for what I have. Blessed. All right, get you guys some more rail fanning shots here. Let's bring up. I don't bring up this one yet. This is the Ghetto Bridge with that Mopac SD 40-2s just chilling there. Coming around the corner as she comes. I just got your photo, BCF parts. Thank you. Yeah, it looks normal to you. Yeah, I don't know what it is with YouTube. Gotta remember to check on that. Let's see. I need to also double check to make sure it's not next week. I think Boxcar Buccaneers is in 2 weeks. Yeah. So yeah, next stream will be next Friday, the 1st of March. My God, we're in March already. WTF, where is the time gone? Like, February's gone. Oof. Time is flying. Where has the time gone? Okay, guys. So we're approaching, or just past the 2-hour mark. I'm probably gonna run this train one more time around live. We'll give the engineer a yellow signal. Go around the track one more time, and then we'll bring the Day of Daylights to a close. So again, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. The Icey family is growing. We're approaching that 5,000 mark. We are about 395 watch hours away from you guys getting your emotes, monetization, all that fun stuff. So again, humbled. Thank you for all the support. So just, we're rolling. We vibing, we rolling, and we're doing the world's greatest sandbox hobby. Yeah, as you guys can see, no issues. And really, this GS4 has been running for about 3 hours because I ran it 1 hour before the stream started. And no issues. 3 hours. 25-inch radius on Harbor Point, 45 on the others. It's a great engine. Really, all three of these are. The BLI GS4, the BLI Atlantic, and the MTH SD70 Ace. Good locomotives. Let's get this shot. I meant to show this viewpoint, but kept forgetting to. So I think what I'm gonna do this camera is actually the ones I usually put on my camera car. I think what I'm gonna do though is one of my security cameras. I'm actually gonna put it in this spot. I like the the elevated viewpoint. It's a little jittery, but that's what best we got right now. Yeah, you can just see how much it jitters, but the shot's pretty cool. But yeah. So that'll be one of my projects. I want to get that security camera down from the wall there and put it there. Alright. The red light is on. We'll go ahead and once we get into the view here, we'll bring these locomotives to a halt. Yeah, I know you got momentum and complaining. But, yep. There we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, of all places that you could have joined, you joined this little neck of the woods of the internet. I appreciate all you guys' support, all the comments, all the suggestions, all the likes. I appreciate all you guys coming out. Those who watch on the replay as well, thank you as well. Because it does help. It does help. Try to do the best to expand this hobby, bring awareness to it. And thank you guys. So with that, have a good weekend, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Next Friday, 1 March. Pop John. See you on the next stream, Pop John. Hopefully you have a good weekend.
If I'd have called you up, I never would have too much time. Things were always pretty good when you were staying by my side. If I ever fall in love with you, ain't gonna leave my mind. You're not gonna be the same, that's how I'm feeling.